A very good evening to you and welcome to yet another episode of Mock the Week. My name is Wilson Mburu and here's the thing. Stress is not your friend. It can make you do crazy things or develop crazy tastes. Like this cow, which suddenly decided mutton tastes better than napier grass.
The farmer Charles Mamboleo expressed his shock after the cow killed 2 of his sheep in a span of 2 weeks.
Sasa mimi kukimbia kuangalia ndani kapata ni mbuzi. Esa kura side moja karibu imemaliza.
Let me stop you right there for a second. Have you ever heard of something called munchies? If you haven't, this is the urge to eat anything, and I mean anything, after getting a dose of cannabis sativa in your system, which is another effective stress reliever, by the way. Don't ask me how I know. These munchies will make you, as I said, eat anything. I know of someone who once ate a sponge thinking it was a scone. That was very funny. So, Mr. Mamboleo, you need to tell us what you've been feeding your cow. And have you noticed how happy the 2 of them are?
Watoto hawezi karibia hiyo ng'ombe. Juu imekuwa mnyama sasa.
Tunadhani itasaa tena kule mtoto mwenye nayo. Tunaiongojea tu.
Yeah, that cow needs to pee in a cup. And still on this subject of stress, President Uhuru Kenyatta, first of all, I've never met the president in person, but when I do, I want to ask him just one question, especially at this time. Mr. President, are you sleeping well at night? Because I saw these images last week that suggested to me that our president might not be getting a very good night's sleep. At the devolution conference, the almost ever jovial head of state seemed so stressed. At some point, he seemed to be asking for divine intervention. And he even grimaced as he shifted in his seat. The question now is, why would the president be that depressed? And for this, I am now joined by our senior most everything correspondent, Jeri Muchura, and we'll just brainstorm why the president may be depressed. Jeri, first of all, have you ever heard of anyone who ate a sponge while thinking it was a scone?
Eating what? I have no idea what you're talking about, Wilson.
Really? Really? Okay, yeah. I don't know. Let's go with that. Fine. Two more important things, rather. Do you know what is stressing the president, Jeri?
Of course, I know what is stressing him. The president first held a bash in Kisumu where people tried to shoot him with their smartphones.
Okay.
And that's where his stresses began. Remember, he's on a no-selfie diet.
That's right. Yeah. We told him to stop taking selfies and he agreed. Yeah.
And that's, by the way, that's when things started going downhill. Then he found out that he wasn't invited to Raila's Okoa Kenya party as he got into his party. Like, for real, Baba. The guy invited him to his party. Then you don't invite him to that bash. That's just cold. I mean, who does that? I invite you to my bash and you don't invite me to your bash? What?
Okay, Jeri, calm down. But I guess I understand. I would also be quite depressed if that happened to me.
I know, right? So, in order to get away from this unloyal friends, President Uhuru hopped into his plane and decided to go to Dubai, to catch a play or play chess or something so that he can relax.
Yeah, makes sense.
Only to find out that Yemen had closed its airspace and he had to turn back mid-air to go back to Nairobi. Like, what the?
Yeah. Jeri, we have been given clear instructions not to curse on air.
But can't a man just get a break? Seriously.
Yeah, you're about to get us in trouble. And with that, thank you very much for that, let's call it report. But as we've always said, the president is our favoriteest person on Mock the Week. So we want to help. And no, we won't be recommending to him what that cow seems to have taken. Mr. President, you need prayers.
Njoo ufanyiwe maombi kwa jina la Yesu Kristo. Ufanyiwe maombezi Baba, ukiombewa tatizo lako kidogo.
If that doesn't work, and there is zero chance of that happening, you can join a gym.
Njoo ufanyiwe maombi kwa jina la Yesu Kristo. Ufanyiwe maombezi Baba, ukiombewa tatizo lako kidogo.
Do you have even the slightest idea how difficult it is to do those dark works? I'm telling you, after that, the president can actually go fight the Al-Shabaab by himself. True story. And if that doesn't work, Mr. President, and again, I want to reiterate, there is zero chance of that happening. Get into your room, close it, and just let it out. That goat stroke ships gets me every time. And due to its amazing vocal cords, that goat or sheep has now been recruited as 1/5 of Sauti Sol.
Sura yako mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako mama, sura yako mzuri mama.
Very, very talented goat stroke sheep. But, you know, this whole issue of the president making half flights in to the middle of nowhere brings up a very serious issue. Now, the government says that the president turned back because there was increased military activity in Yemen, which is very true. But this military activity led Yemen to closing its airspace since, get this, March 27th. It's been a whole month. You want to tell me that the president's security team did not know this? That they had to wait for him to be airborne and then go like, hey, by the way, hao watu wamefika wapi? Hey, waambieni hao watu warudi. Really? That's the narrative that the government is going to give us. In an age where I can just log onto the internet and find out that Emirates Airlines has 2 daily flights from Dubai to Nairobi. What, did they magically build a tunnel? Oh, by the way, Sudan announced on March 27th that they were opening their airspace to give alternative routes to people flying to Dubai. Listen, if you really want to lie to us, shut down the internet like China or North Korea. Or did I say China? Fellows in government, you're not doing your jobs very well. I mean, even your lying is rubbish.